You probably know that Ring has great video doorbells and awesome cameras, but did you know that you can actually save thousands by using their security system? And you can even attach other devices to that system and control them all in one app. We're back at Vince's house and he's going to show us how he's using the Ring ecosystem for his smart home. Come on, let's check it out.
So I have the Ring security system. It's first generation, but I also have a lot of second generation sensors. I have motion sensors, 4 spotlight cams. Those are all hardwired. None of those are battery. 3 on the back of the house and then 1 that's on the shop. I have 2 Ring Doorbell Pro first generations. Those are also hardwired. In the garage I have a hardwired spotlight cam. I also have a stick-up cam that is battery operated by solar power. 3 indoor, specifically Ring indoor cam, those are all powered as well. All the ones I have that are battery operated are run by solar, so I don't have any ones where I have to change out the battery or anything like that. Other than that, for Ring products, like a Ring doorbell chime, like the Pros. So for example, I have one in the garage, so that if the doorbell rings in the house, I'll be able to hear it in the garage. I also have the Ring bridge that also controls all the lighting, so I have all those path lights as well, coming up the driveway and in the backyard. I think I have like 32 of those, I think that we had originally counted. And then I also have devices that work with Ring devices, so all 4 of my house locks all have Z-Wave, and those are connected directly to Ring and through the Works with Ring. I also have the Chamberlain MyQ, which is also worked with Ring and connects to their app. And then I also have the Flow by Moen automatic water shutoff is also connected through Ring. So with my subscription that I have, it is $100 a year, and it's called the Ring Protect Plus, and that includes as many or as few devices. That also includes my alarm security, like emergency services. Like if my alarm was going off and I wasn't home and I didn't respond to it, they would call emergency services to come out. That's included with it. The best part actually about Ring Pro Protect is that if you have any device that goes bad or dies, or like for example my pathway lights and someone runs over one, Ring will basically replace those for free, send you new products and you send the other ones back. I've also had like some older Ring cameras, for example, that they don't make anymore, and when they went bad, they basically let me send back the old one. They sent me the newest version of it. So the hardwired ones are obviously much more consistent since we live in Minnesota. The battery life with a lack of sunlight, also just because of the cold on the batteries, it isn't always the best performance. I mean, they work sporadically throughout the winter, I would say. Summer times really don't have any problems, but during the winter times I do. The other thing is with the battery operated cameras, and I'm sure it depends on how your use function is for them, but for me they're farther away from my Wi-Fi. So because they're also further, they tend to have some connections issues with just Ring, so because they don't necessarily work constantly depending on what my Wi-Fi connection is going to be. No, usually it's the other way around. I usually have too many notifications. When you go into the app, you can create certain areas that you want trigger motions to go off, and I've had to do that on all my cameras just because I was getting too many notifications. Since then, I really haven't had any missed notifications. I would say it's the opposite. I currently have an Orbi Wi-Fi mesh network system. Each of the individual satellites can basically connect up to 100 devices. So I'm okay with what I have. I think you would probably struggle with maybe a different system. But with mine, I have a total, with all my smart home stuff or any connected devices, I have about 250 connected devices to my Wi-Fi network. So I would say it's a higher impact. Like I wouldn't have gotten the Flow by Moen if it wasn't that it connected up with Works with Ring. It just is nice to have like a dashboard system to be able to see each or all the different devices in your home connecting up, and if you're going to have a problem. Originally the Yale locks I have, a couple of them were just strictly Wi-Fi, and then a couple of them were an August lock, and I switched out all the little modules to Z-Wave so I could connect them with Workwith's Ring. The only downside to those is once you connect it to Workwith's Ring, you can't connect it anywhere else. So if you have SmartThings, you can't connect those locks up to SmartThings once you have them connected up to the Workwith Ring. The biggest thing that they've made improvements on that makes me continue to buy Ring products when I get new stuff is just the work they've done, like on the software side, on the app side, like lots of improvements with the apps, functionality, even firmware updates with, like, for example, like the floodlight cams, the Pros, come with a 3D, so you know where people are coming from even if you didn't see the notification, so it shows a bird's eye view. One thing that I would love to see continually improve with them is being able to put cameras at a further distance, like using a different communication style other than Wi-Fi. Like my cameras that I have on the exterior of my home that are farther away, the Wi-Fi isn't as good. I thought that maybe with Amazon Sidewalk coming out with a lower band frequency where you'd be able to kind of share that, where you'd be able to get better connection. That just hasn't really been the case. So still waiting for probably better connection so we can put things further away. Like, it's easiest to start with the hardwire stuff. So, we're doorbell systems, wired, like floodlight cameras, things like that, because those are easy to connect up. They're good, like, starting points. They're high quality products. It's easy to get, like, the security system if you don't already have one. It works flawlessly between the cameras and the security system. And I have a feeling that there's going to be more integration coming down the pipeline between those two, specifically probably with notifications and things like that. It's okay to start your system small, put cameras and security systems where you need them, and kind of build from there. The nice part about Ring 2 is because it's owned by Amazon, you have super good integration with Amazon Echoes. Automatically you can set it up where cameras are automatically popping up on your Echo shows when someone's at the door, or if there's motion at specific cameras, it'll automatically show those to you. There's a pretty seamless integration between the two.
Guys, if you're worried about that 1080p quality and you're thinking about other camera options, check out this video on the screen now where I talk about various tips and tricks for security camera setup and the options that I'm using in my home personally.